argue all day long about the dietary laws because they don't want to give up the bacon, the shrimp, the snow crabs, the lobster. But look at these creatures. We already spoke about swine eating their own waste. But what about shellfish? These are bottom feeders. They walk on the ocean or the seafloor eating waste, eating the poop of the other sea creatures.
The first time I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like the fauna was completely different than anything I'd seen before. When you get 8 or 10 species all in a small pool still coexisting, and they're all shrimp or crabs, it's like, well, how do they do that? How do they split up the resources? How do they share things? And so they all have their job. Feeding, they're filter feeding, they're taking particles out of the water, they're picking on all of the things that they can feed on. The kinds of places where the shrimp like to be are exactly the same places where the people like to be. The reason that they like the same places that our shrimp do is that the shrimp are keeping it clean. And they're sweeping off the sediment from the bottom. They're turning a lot of that material into their own bodies, and that the shrimp are able to use a lot of things that would otherwise pile up and be kind of slimy and not very attractive to swimmers. And so all that sweeping and all that movement that they do is really keeping things great for recreation.
They are the garbage cans of the water. Think about a Roomba or any vacuum cleaner that just goes around cleaning up the waste that is in your floors. Imagine you then eating the vacuum because it's now edible. You are now eating and consuming all the waste that these things sucked up. When we eat shellfish and pork, this is exactly what we're doing, and therefore our bodies are being filled with these things that are bad for us, instead of what is good for us. You see, we reject his laws and then wonder why we are unhealthy and we have all these health issues. Some may say, oh, I have high cholesterol, and they go to the doctor to ask questions. And a good doctor might ask about the foods that they eat and instantly ask, well, do you eat a lot of shrimp? I just say this because this happened with a family member of mine. She suffered from high cholesterol, and the doctor assumed that she ate a lot of shrimp because of how the shrimp affects the body. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm just speaking about what I heard. Understand, we reject his laws and do what we want, and then we wonder why we have issues. And this is all around the board. Our Father gave us laws so that we can live a fruitful life in abundance.